Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about PlayStation 1, Nintendo Switch, Sega Dreamcast, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu, and Yuzu just got a brand new update. So mainline build 1323 has just dropped and it has to deal with FSR, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Fidelity FX Super Resolution, depending on how you want to interpret that. If you've got AMD or like upscaling as you play, FSR might be something you'll want to check out. Anyways, here they've added in 1.0.2 filter supports for OpenGL. There's some fixes here for a couple of games, and on top of that, they've reduced times that it takes to shut down Yuzu. And on top of that, the paid testing early access version of Yuzu also got a brand new update, 3342. It fixes Persona 5 Royal's character stat user interface as well as the menu screen. And there's also partial fixes here for Luigi's Mansion 3 in terms of shadows. Next up, we're still talking about Switch emulation, but switching over to Android and talking about Skyline. And Skyline just got a brand new update. If you head to skyline-emu.1 and click on download, you'll see the brand new version. At the time of filming, it's version 1803. Now Skyline gets updated quite frequently, so there's a chance here you might even see a later version, in which case pick that one up instead. If you've got a Mali GPU, you might want to check out this update. This person has Super Smash Bros. Ultimate up and running with a Mali G51. The frame rate here isn't the greatest, between 9 I would say to about 15 to 20 give or take. The graphics look great though, and they are screen recording, and that does take resources. They say here without screen recording they're getting around 27 frames per second. On Mali, that is absolutely nuts. That's incredible. But moving on, and next up here, we're talking about PlayStation 1 emulation with Duckstation, and the legendary Stenzek is at it again. Duckstation's got a brand new update. Duckstation is free, it's open source, except for Android. It's an amazing PS1 emulator. It's available on GitHub, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. I do recommend checking it out. In the latest version here, there's some fixes for OpenGL, and there's an interesting bullet point. Default to digital controller on Android. If I take a look at the releases here, I don't see an Android release. And if I quickly head over to Google Play and take a look there, I don't see it being updated there either. So I'm wondering if we're in store for a Google Play update in the near future. Here's hoping. And speaking about closed source, next up we're talking about Sega Dreamcast emulation with Redream, and Redream also got a brand new update. If you head on over to redream.io and click on download and scroll down past the stable release, you'll see it right here under the development releases. It's version 1.5.0-1051, at least at the time of filming. I haven't seen the changelog on this one, so I'm not quite sure what was updated. Moving on, and we're talking about a pretty big leak that happened online today. About 10 minutes, give or take, of early alpha footage from Horizon Forbidden West. This is alpha footage about the online co-op multiplayer mode. It is from, I think, back in 2020, so take it with a grain of salt because we've got no idea how far development has come on this. But at the same time, if this actually materializes into something real, it might be incredible. And last up here, we're talking about something fairly unsettling for the emulation community. It appears that game companies are getting a little bit aggressive with copyright claims on YouTube tutorials. They've happened to a number of different channels. I've received a whole bunch of messages here. And Video Game Esoterica seems to be the latest victim. Earlier today, Video Game Esoterica said this on Twitter. Well, Team YouTube took my video down this morning saying showing how to emulate games on the Steam Deck is illegal and violates copyright law. And they also say it was flagged under harmful or dangerous content, intending to hack or steal credentials. Fortunately though, Video Game Esoterica isn't someone to mess around with. They know what they're talking about. They taught IP and copyright law in college. They've got a lot of experience with this. It took them 4 hours, but they were able to get their video back up and reinstated. Interestingly enough, it wasn't Nintendo this time going after them. And even more fortunately, and I guess super unfortunately for game companies trying to issue these takedowns, Video Game Esoterica is in the process of putting together a video to explain what exactly is legal and what isn't. and showing that emulation is legal, and they've also got legal precedent. I will obviously be talking about that video once it goes live because I think it's going to be huge for the emulation community. And in the meantime here, go check out Video Game Esoterica. It's an amazing channel. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.